Okay, everybody, here I am to give you a recap of day 23. This is radiation treatment day 23 out of 25. 2 more to go. I should be happy as a clam, shouldn't I? Well, okay, let me give you a little bit of a recap of today. I was ready to go, and I got outside just before Linda came here, and didn't have to wait for her long. She got here about 12:15, which is typical, and we started out. We got to the place at our usual approximately 12:30. The parking there is a side lot that I can't walk from the side lot. I was having the car in the first few days. I was using the valet, but that was a joke because the valet was never there. And one of us would have to go in while I stressed, inevitably, to see if they could find him so that he could park the car. So finally, he gave me the code for the side lot, and it would have been fine. It's the length of the building, but it's at a stage now where it's harder for me to walk. So to walk all the way from the end of the block and to make it more difficult for myself, she leaves me off in front and then goes to park. There are, I think, 3 regular spots. There's a small area of parking in front for disabled people and a few regular spots. Very, very rare for the regular spots to be open, but today there was one. So Linda got to park right in front. It was a gift for both of us. We wound up going downstairs, and I got down there about 1:45. I prefer not to get down there before that because I don't want to stress any more than necessary. I sat and I watched the fish going by, and I was really enjoying the serenity of all of that. It was lovely. So that worked out just great. And it was suddenly 1 o'clock, and it was after 1, and the guy who goes before me had not been taken in yet. And then they came out and they took him in, and it wasn't too much later, maybe 10 after 1, maybe 1:15. No, probably 10 after 1. And his is typically short. So they didn't call me into the room to change, and I thought that was odd. So I sat and I waited and I waited and I waited and I waited, and they finally said, "You can come in, change your clothes, and we'll let you know as soon as we're finished with the current treatment, and we will come out for you." And I was thinking at that point that a lot of time had gone by and probably somebody else was in there, that maybe they had some kind of an emergency. So I sat with the door open because today it was freezing in the dressing room, and I opened the door because it's less freezing, and I'm looking at the door to the treatment room, and the door is closed, which it typically is during treatment. But it's closed for, especially the guy before me who doesn't seem to take that long, it's not usually for too long. When the machine is on, there are 2 lights above it. One shows the machine on, and the other one shows when they're actually doing a treatment. And I see the light go on tentatively for the machine on, and it goes off, and I hear the machine, I think, going around, and it happens again, and then it happens again, and then it happens again, and I'm thinking, wow, this guy must really have more fields than I do to deal with. And I'm like, what? At one point, the door is closed for a long time, and nobody's going over there to open the door, and I hear a lot of talking at the console where they are operating the machine. Couldn't hear what they were saying, but I heard a lot of chatter and some sort of laughter, and I thought, I hope they're not kidding around today and they're going to make it longer for me. And it's going to be challenging because yesterday was a little tougher. I wasn't in exactly the right position and it really, really hurt for the rest of the day. So I went in a little cautious today and thinking only 3 more to go, let this be over. Nobody said a word to me and nobody went into him. And a lot of time went by and I'm thinking, what the heck? They usually take me by 1:45 or 1 o'clock. So I went back to the locker and I opened it up to check my phone to see the time. It was by now 10 to 2. So now I'm almost an hour late going into the room and I said something's wrong. Finally, when they got the guy out, I said, can you please tell me, is there a problem with the machine again? And they said, yes, in fact, the machine had been down again. But they said they rebooted it and they had to wait for the machine to come back on. And I think it takes 15 minutes when you reboot the machine for it to come on. I said to them, as they took me into the room and were putting me on the table, I said, let me make something very clear. I said, if that machine goes down while I'm on the table, you better come in here and get me off the table because I'm not staying. It's not happening. I just can't do it anymore. And I can't sustain that position for a long period of time. And the stress of worrying, is the machine going to go down in the middle of the treatment? It's already happened 3 times at least. I don't remember if it was 3 or 4, but a minimum of 3 during the time I'm doing this. That, you know, was up to 4 weeks, so now there's the 5th week. Well, you know, it had gone down today, so that's 4 times minimum. And then when I went in the room, the tech, who's sweet, they're all very nice, she said to me, it's so upsetting. She said, but the machine goes down because they can't regulate the temperature. Excuse me, they can't regulate the temperature in the room. Why can't they regulate the temperature in the room? Because there's something wrong with the system. There's something wrong with the whole bloody place. They need to get their act together. They really do. Well, the truth is they're in the process of putting up, well, it's actually already built. They don't have anything in it yet from what I'm told, but there is a new state-of-the-art facility being put together as we speak. It's supposed to open for business sometime next year. So of course that doesn't help me at this point at all. I'm very glad that I did the treatments here because it's a 10-minute ride versus a 45-minute ride each way. And I think if I had to do that every day, it would be just beyond stressful and I couldn't do it. So I'm grateful for that part of it, but at the same time, it's unconscionable for people who are already so stressed, having to deal with everything about this disease and all its unknowns and all your concerns on every level of your life, and have to worry about this stuff as well. So it's not good. It's really not good, and I'm very disappointed that this is going on. I know it's not the tech's fault. Thank God, I mean, I prayed when I was on that table. I prayed. I said, please God, just let the machine not go down during my treatment. Just let it get through my treatment. And when they finished the films and he said to me, okay, we're starting treatment, and I'm going, please God, please. Fortunately for me today too, the room was extremely cool, so they put a warm blanket on me. I would far rather have it be too cool than too hot. At least I can have a blanket and be warmed. So the treatment went smoothly today. The position I was in was perfect. And I wound up getting out of there about 20 after 2, which again is pretty much a full hour after it should have been. It changes what traffic is like on the parkway, and it makes the trip back home a little bit more stressful as well. When I came out, I said to Linda, I said, the machine was down. She said, I know. I said, how did you know? Nobody told me. She said, well, she said there was a lot of yelling going on out here. The guy who came out of the room finally, the one who went before me, when I saw that it was still him, I thought, oh dear God, he was in there for a long, long time. And when he came out, he saw me and he said to me, you again, are you following me? So he was kidding around with me. But he seemed really okay about it. He seemed very calm. Well, apparently by the time he hit the front desk, he let them have it. It's just not good. It's not good. 2 more for me. Tomorrow and Friday, please God, let them go smoothly. So that is essentially my story, except we had to stop again at the pharmacy. I had to pick up one of my prescriptions, the one I had the problem with the insurance on Friday. So I picked that up today, and that's all taken care of, fortunately. While I was there, I was just in the mood after all the stress of the day. I walked by, in order to get to the pharmacy, I passed the refrigerated cabinet, and they had Haagen-Dazs Pops in there. They had vanilla ice cream they had chocolate covered Pops with almond, and I got a pack of 3. And I came home and I had it. I didn't care. And it was really good for me today. Aside from which fact, when I saw the doctor yesterday, every time I see the doctor, they take my temperature, they check my pressure, and they weigh me. They weigh me, and my weight has been going down. So it went down 1.2 pounds this week. It was down a pound last week. And, you know, again, that slightly nauseous feeling. I don't feel like eating. Yesterday, I picked up a turkey sandwich on rye with mustard. I thought maybe the mustard would help cut that feeling of nausea, and it did. But the way they make sandwiches in a deli, they're often kind of thick. So I only ate half a sandwich. That was as much as I could muster for lunch, and I had the other half for dinner with some leftover potato salad I had from the weekend. So that was all good. I'm losing my voice too, and I pray to God that doesn't indicate some other issue. I want you to know that I never worried about anything. I was very blasé about my health, but now anything that goes wrong, I question what it is, and I suspect that'll happen for a while. So that's the story about today, and I'm actually going to try to do a second video for you because I want to do a separate video about some insights. I'd like to share some of my insights about having this disease, or loving somebody with this disease, or caring for somebody with the disease, or having a friend who has it. There are some things that I can share with you at this moment as having gone through it. What I will feel at the end of the journey may be totally different, but I'll share that with you as well. So that's hopefully going to be a bonus video for you. I will try to get this one up first. I'm actually in the process of uploading my video from the weekend. I did a get ready with me on Saturday, so you can look for that one next. That should be up later today, and it was fun doing something normal. So I really enjoyed that. So the beat goes on, and I will catch you on the other side. Survived another day, and listen, every day is a gift. Take care.